Do you remember 2,000 years ago when there was this heated debate that shook the early church? And what was the question? The question was, how are we saved? And this is talked about in Acts 15. And some of the leaders insisted, like, you must follow the law of Moses, you must get circumcised, you must do these rituals, there's these works, you must follow all the laws to be right with God. And because they believed that salvation could be earned by this checklist of rules that would essentially prove their worth. But remember, Paul stands up, but he actually spoke the truth. And it changed everything for believers, because he says we're saved by grace through faith in Jesus Christ, not by the law, but by grace. God's unearned, undeserved gift, and Jesus' sacrifice on the cross paid for it all. There's no ritual, there's no rule keeping that can add to what Jesus has already done. And so remember, the Pharisees, not everybody accepted it, especially the Pharisees, because they were considered the elite, of Jesus's day. And so they clung to the law, every inch of it. And they made their outward appearances look fantastic. And in front of people, they would pray loudly, they'd follow every rule. They would appear holy, but of course inside their hearts were far from God, and that is because they rejected grace, thinking that they could earn their way to heaven just by looking good. And they sidelined Jesus. And Jesus is the only one who can save us, and that's what he came to say, is have faith in me and I'll save you. But they rejected that. They didn't want to accept God's gift of grace. And I noticed that today this same false teaching creeps into churches today, because some say, do more, be better, follow the rules, and then God will accept you. And they pile on this guilt and checklists and performances, and they push Jesus to the side. But the truth is still there. We cannot earn God's love. Grace it's not about what we do, it's about what Jesus did. So when you take away the word grace, or you change it to, your Bible says undeserved kindness instead of grace, it's just embarrassing. That would be like if somebody was sick and I took soup to their house and left it for them, and as I handed it to them, I was like, just so you know, you don't really deserve this. You don't deserve this kind thing I'm doing for you. That would be absurd. It's grace. It's a free gift, and we can choose whether or not to accept it. So I think we should follow in Paul's footsteps and preach what he preached, that salvation is a gift, that it's given through faith in Jesus Christ alone, that there's no law, there's no ritual, and there's no performance that can save us. It's only Jesus. So why don't we stop trying to earn our way in and just rest in his grace? Because believing in him and everything that he did on the cross, that was for us. And if we don't accept it, then we're rejecting him. And he says that he is the only way. So let's do what Jesus and Paul said, and let's